Welcome back to Pathfinders, a hiking podcast with Brian. I'm Brian Hudson, and today we're tackling mature hiker foot care and blister prevention, because nothing derails a great trail day like sore, soggy feet. I'm joined by my good friend, Brittany Jenkins. Hey Brittany, welcome to the show. In our work, we see veterans and newcomers alike surprised by how feet change over time. So we'll cover why that matters, how to get footwear to fit right, smart lacing, insoles, sock strategy, moisture control, taping, on-trail fixes, and when to call a pro. Plus, we'll give you one simple do this tonight action plan to keep your next hike comfortable.
Hi, Brian. Thanks for having me. The biggest shift we coach mature hikers through is that feet literally change over time. Skin thins and dries, fat pads under the heel and forefoot shrink, and healing slows. Joints may stiffen, bunions or hammer toes crowd the toe box, and toenails can thicken or curve. Circulation often declines a bit, and some folks develop reduced sensation, so they feel friction damage later. All that increases pressure points and shear, raising blister risk and making recovery longer. The upside is empowering. Once you respect those changes with smarter fit, better moisture control, and proactive protection, comfort comes back fast, and you can hike farther with less worry.
I totally agree, and I love how you frame it as adaptation, not limitation. Fit is the foundation. We always measure feet at day's end, standing in hiking socks, and size for roughly a thumbnail of toe room with enough volume over the instep. A wide toe box reduces toe-on-toe friction, and a touch of extra midsole cushioning plus rocker soles can replace lost fat pad and ease stiff big toes. Then we test on an incline, driveway, ramp, even a treadmill, looking for zero heel slip and no toe bang. You should break new shoes in over 20 to 30 miles of errands and short hikes, so uppers soften before big hiking plans. Lacing finishes the job. Heel lock to stop slip, a midfoot window to relieve pressure, and a snug forefoot on descents. With the chassis dialed in, let's discuss moisture control. How do you recommend socks and sweat management for older feet?
Socks are your first friction filter. Skip cotton, it holds sweat. Choose merino or synthetic blends with nylon and elastane so they wick and keep shape. If toes rub, try thin liner socks or toe socks to separate skin. Match sock weight to weather, light in heat, mid-weight in cold. Always pack a dry spare and plan a halfway change. For sweat control, I recommend a 20% aluminum chloride antiperspirant nightly for 5 to 7 days pre-hike, then every 2 to 3 nights. It meaningfully reduces moisture. Day of, pick one, a light lubricant on toes and heels to let skin glide, or a drying powder if you run very sweaty. Don't combine them. Build in air out breaks every 60-90 minutes. After river crossings, dry thoroughly, reapply your chosen product, and consider gaiters if grit is sneaking in.
That system alone cuts blister rates dramatically for many hikers. Let's add proactive defense. Training hikes are a great way to discover what could become a problem later on. Note exactly where heat starts, the 5th met head, heel collar, little toe, and pre-tape those spots the evening before a big day. I like prepping skin with tincture of benzoin so tape sticks, then using Leuco tape for a firm barrier or kinesiology tape when I want a bit of stretch. Inside the shoe, Engo patches at the friction interface can be very helpful, especially under the heel counter or at a bunion bump. Now, suppose a hot spot shows up anyway. Could you walk us through your on-trail protocol? When to apply tape versus a hydrocolloid bandage, how to use a moleskin donut to offload pressure, and the do and don't around draining for hikers with medical conditions.
First rule, stop at the first hint of heat. Sit down, take the shoes and socks off, clean the skin with an alcohol wipe and let it dry fully. For a hot spot or a small intact blister, apply a smooth tape layer, Leuco tape or kinesiology tape, ideally over benzoin so it adheres. If pressure persists under load, cut a moleskin donut and place it so the center floats free, then tape over the top. For larger, painful blisters, a hydrocolloid bandage on clean, dry skin cushions and protects. Draining is a last resort for experienced hikers only. Sterilize a needle, pierce near the edge, gently express fluid, keep the roof intact, dab antiseptic, then protect with hydrocolloid or tape plus a donut. If you have diabetes, neuropathy, or poor circulation, don't self-drain. Cover, offload, and seek care. Watch for redness, streaking, pus, warmth, or fever.
Those are clear, practical steps, Brittany. Thank you. Let's round out with support. If plantar fasciitis or a collapsing arch is present, use a supportive insole to reduce strain or a cushioned insert to ease pressure. If forefoot burning or neuroma symptoms persist, a metatarsal pad behind the heads can spread load, but placement can be tricky. Get help if unsure. Shoes with rocker soles and midsole cushion can replace lost fat pad and reduce toe bend. Maintenance matters too. Trim nails straight across to nail bed length, smooth edges, and file calluses without over-removing. Nightly, use a 10-20% urea cream on heels to prevent cracks, but avoid between the toes. Post-hike, wash and dry feet, air out, rotate shoes, dry insoles. What's a conditioning routine you like for mature hikers coming back to longer hiking days?
I like to keep it approachable and progressive. 3 days per week works well. Day 1, I like to do 3 sets of 12 or 15 calf raises, 3 sets of 12 tibialis raises against a wall, and 2 sets of towel scrunches for 60 seconds. Day 2, toe yoga, big toes up, little toes down, then reverse. For 2 minutes each side, ankle circles and dorsiflexion mobilizations for 2 minutes, and single leg balance 3 times 30 to 45 seconds per leg. Day 3, repeat day 1's routine or swap in marble pickups and short foot drills. Progress by adding a rep or 5 seconds weekly. On hiking load, increase weekly mileage or pack weight about 10 to 15%, not both at once. Terrain and weather tactics matter as well. After river crossings, dry thoroughly, and reapply your chosen lube or powder. In hot, sandy terrain, use gaiters. In prolonged wet or cold, waterproof socks or a vapor barrier system can help. But watch for maceration and make sure to schedule airing breaks.
Fantastic. And I've watched that plan toughen feet in just a month. Quick downhill note. Many black toenails start with steep descents, plus you'll see some swelling. To reduce the chance of that happening, simulate a long downhill on a ramp for 5 minutes. If your toes hit, first check nail length, then try a slightly thinner sock, and use snug forefoot lacing while keeping the top a touch looser for swelling. If pain keeps landing in the same spot, it's time for a professional to check it out rather than endless experimentation. Let's outline red flags for a podiatry visit. Recurring blisters in one location, new numbness or tingling, non-healing sores, significant bunions or hammer toes causing crowding, suspected neuroma, frequent black toenails, or any blister or wound if you have diabetes. Is there anything you'd like to add, Brittany?
That list is spot on. I'd add temperature changes or color changes in the feet as reasons to check circulation, and pain that wakes you up at night. The benefit of seeing a professional early is the options it gives you. Precise met pad placement, shoe modifications, targeted stretches, prefabricated or custom orthotics, and imaging if something deeper is driving symptoms. For self-reliance between visits, carry a minimalist foot care kit so you can intervene fast. My kit includes alcohol wipes, small scissors, a safety pin or needle, tincture of benzoin, leukotape or kinesiology tape, hydrocolloid blister bandages, moleskin, second skin or gel pads, 1 Engo patch, a small tube of lubricant, foot powder, a spare pair of socks, and a small cloth to dry feet. It weighs little, lives in an inner pocket, and turns small problems into non-events. This is especially valuable for mature hikers whose skin may take longer to recover.
I love that kit idea, Brittany. Being well prepared is very important. Now for the actionable tip of the episode, start a 7-day pre-hike foot prep. Each night for 5-7 nights, apply a 20% aluminum chloride antiperspirant to clean, dry feet. The evening before your hike, pre-tape your known hotspots with leukotape over a benzoin skin prep. On hike day, pack 1 spare pair of socks and schedule a halfway change. That trio slashes moisture and friction, the 2 main drivers of blisters. Test it on your next outing and let us know how it works out for you. Thanks, Brittany, for being with us today. It's been a lot of fun. That's our show about mature hiker foot care. We discussed why aging feet change, how to choose roomy footwear and use smart lacing, when to add insoles or met pads, a proven sock and moisture plan, pre-taping and on-trail fixes, conditioning for resilient tissues, terrain tactics, and red flags for seeing a professional. Put the tip we just discussed into play this week and enjoy your hikes more blister-free. If this helped, please follow, rate, and share with your friends. Thanks for listening. Lace up with confidence, and we'll see you on the trail.